How long is it supposed to take you to get over a cold? Well, most people say it's like 7 to 10 days. But in my early years of practice, I was lucky enough to hear a brilliant doctor, Dr. Dobbins, talking about feeding your immune system at the earliest signs and hopefully reducing the amount of time it takes for you to recover. And after I heard Dr. Dobbins talk about this, I thought that was really interesting and was looking forward to an opportunity to try it out. And not too long after that, I actually got a call early in the morning, my sister, and she's just rough, right? She said she felt like she got run over by a train. She's not going to be able to work. She just needs any help I could suggest for her. And I thought, okay, well, let's give this a shot. So I ran over and I brought her some of the what's called Congaplex. Congaplex, I believe now, I don't know if this is true, but because of congestion, I think of Congaplex. It may be why they called it that. And I said, according to Dr. Dobbins, if you try a couple of these every hour, right, that will give you the support that your body needs to fight off whatever your body's fighting off. And you know what? It really makes sense. Your body is trying constantly to keep these things out. And you have all these defenses. But if you don't have like the ammunition in your defenses to be able to fight things off, then it's going to take you longer. And if you supply your immune system with what it needs robustly so that it can do everything it wants to do in your defense, then it may be able to diminish this. And so she said she went back to bed and she was tossing and turning. And of course, every time she tossed, she would take a couple of them, and she'd turn, she'd take a couple of them. And when she woke up the next day, she felt totally recovered. She was back on her feet, back to business. One day. Now, it's amazing. Now, it doesn't happen every time, but that day, those were the things that her body needed. And it gave us information that she had been kind of running, on the red line in those specific nutrients to keep her immune system robust and as strong as possible. So that informs us going forward for immune strength and longevity, that we should think about making sure that we're consciously putting those into the picture as regularly as possible so she doesn't get that close again. Now, in this series, I've already talked about calcium. I think calcium is probably the most overlooked nutrient when it comes to our immune system. There's so much that it needs. And we've done videos on vitamin C. Now, what I want to share with you is something that I personally use, obviously with my family, that is not just the calcium, but it has a bunch of cofactors that help to make it all work even better. Now, calcium is going to be a huge piece, and calcium lactate, if you're going to supplement, is going to be probably the most bioavailable form you can find out there. And so you may want to just go for that, but sometimes you want to go for that blended with other things. And what's really cool is this product blends it, not just calcium lactate in there, but it blends it with a bunch of other little things like sweet potato, organic sweet potato, and reishi mushrooms, and shiitake mushrooms. So that's what I really like about it. When we get all these foods together, they do a bunch of things. But this product in itself is approximately about 37% of calcium lactate. So if you're a person who has gotten the habit of using calcium lactate to support your calcium levels, maybe once in a while you want to think about bringing in this, because it also brings in a whole food vitamin A, whole food vitamin C, something called Thymex for our thymus. Now, I want to go on forever about how important the thymus is, but for now, this is a great way to support your thymus. And there's some ribonucleic acid in there as well, that whole video on that. So when you get all of these together, you get them in combination with whole foods and all of these things that we don't even know are in the whole foods yet, you get these functional benefits across many systems. And your immune system, as we've talked about before, is not just this one system to itself. It's kind of involved in all the systems in your body. But this specifically supports that. It also supports that thymus gland. What have you done for your thymus lately? Ribonucleic acid and these vitamins A and C and all these wonderful things. And it is a great tasting chewable. And that's why I like it with natural raspberry fruit powder, because when you're feeling rugged, one of the last things that you want to be doing is swallowing more pills. It's so great to have something you can crush up, mix into something, or just chew it and really get all of that nutrient that you need in a way that is going to feel like you can keep doing that all day and really support your body. So really quick video, I just want to share with you some of the products that I typically use personally myself and I have on hand in case of emergency. This is one that I probably travel with. So when I do potentially run into people who might be a carrier for something that I don't want, I might take that to make sure my body has all the defense it has. All right. I hope you're appreciating these immune series. And if you have more questions, we're going to get into more basics of it. But once in a while, I want to throw out something there that's really practical and simple for you so that you can integrate it into your life and stay as strong as possible, as long as possible. All right. See you next week when we go for some more immune support products.